Hi everybody, and welcome back to the final video of our Chakra Series. My name is Karen. For those who are new here, welcome to the Mindful Dancers channel. For today's video, we're going to be focusing on the final and seventh chakra of this series, the crown chakra. Now the crown chakra is located right at the top of the head. It's associated with the color of purple, and its qualities include consciousness, thought, and wisdom. So go ahead and put on some comfy clothes. If you have two blocks with you, you can grab those. Otherwise, you don't have to have blocks. You can do this practice without blocks. And roll out your mats, and let's go ahead and begin. All right, everybody, let's begin today's practice in a comfortable seat. So go ahead and make yourselves comfortable here. If you want to sit on a block, you are welcome to do that as well. Otherwise, the hands can rest on top of the knees. And I invite you to seat up nice and tall, connecting to your root chakra, feeling the sits bones root into the mat, and imagining those red roots growing at the bottom of the sits bones and going all the way down to the core center of the earth. And we'll start to drop into our breath as we take a deep inhale in, and a deep exhale out. We're just going to take a couple more here. Deep inhale in through the nose. And exhale out. And as you continue to breathe deeply here, I want you to draw your awareness to the top of your head. I want you to imagine a big golden light shining through the top of your head. So our crown chakra is all about consciousness, about thought, and about receiving wisdom from the universe. So as you take a deep inhale in, feel that golden light start to shine up through the top of the head. And then as you exhale, imagine wisdom from the universe coming down upon you on the top of the head, receiving whatever you need from the universe today. Guidance, advice, wisdom, anything that you need the most from the universe today. And we'll just take a couple more deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the nose or mouth. And then last one here, deep inhale in and a deep exhale. And then on your next inhale, we're going to reach those arms up to the sky, big stretch overhead. Palms come together overhead. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring those hands down to heart center. On an inhale, we're going to repeat that and reach those arms up overhead, gathering whatever the universe has in store for you. And then on an exhale, we bring that intelligence, that wisdom, that advice close to your heart. We're just going to do one more here. Once the hands come down to your heart center, we'll take a gentle reverent bow of the head to the hands, giving thanks for the time that you carved out for yourself today, for turning on this video, and taking this time to fill your cup today. Take a deep inhale and reach those arms up overhead. We're going to go ahead and plant the left hand down as we exhale, stretch over to the left side. As we start to open up through that right side body, feel both sits bones start to root into your mat here. Feel this length from the right hip all the way to the fingertips. Inhale brings you back through center. Right hand's going to come down as we exhale, stretch over other side. Inhale brings you back through center. Exhale as you cactus the arms, open up through the heart and throat chakra. Inhale as you reach. On an exhale, go ahead and take yourself forward onto all fours. Taking our tabletop position, stacking the wrists underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. And let's take some cat-cow as we inhale, lower the belly, shine the heart forward. On an exhale, draw the navel up as you round through the spine. Inhale, belly lowers. And on an exhale, round through the spine. Good, take 2 more rounds here to the sound of your breath. And then last one here. Nice, everybody. Bringing yourself back through center, big toes touch, walk the knees slightly outward here, sending those hips back towards the heels as we melt the forehead towards the mat as we take a child's pose. Reaching the fingertips towards the front of the mat as we inhale here. Deep exhale out as you feel the connection to your third eye chakra. Inhale, we're going to roll through tabletop, lowering the hips towards the mat as you press the earth away. We take a seal pose. On an exhale, send the hips back, child's pose. We're going to take a few more rounds of this flow here. Inhale, lower down. Send the crown chakra up towards the sky. Imagine that golden light here. And then on an exhale, send the hips back. Good. Let's take 2 more rounds here on your own. Imagine your body like a ripple in the ocean as you ripple forward. Exhale as you ripple back. Good, we'll take 1 more here. Option to linger here in this stretch if it feels good. Maybe you want some twists from one side to the other. And then exhale, we'll all meet back in that extended child's pose, taking a deep inhale here. And exhale out. And then we'll come to a downward facing dog, curling the toes under, hips go up and back. And we take a moment here to pedal out those feet, stretch the backs of the legs. Actually, my calves feel a little extra tight here today, so I'm just going to take a few extra stretches here just to stretch out those calves. And then from your downward facing dog, we're going to bend the knees, and this time we're going to walk the hands to the feet. So we're taking a forward fold at the back of our mats.
Let the crown chakra shine downward towards your mat. You can even shake the heavy head, yes and no. You might go bend in both knees. Lift the arches slightly like you're tearing the mat away. And then on your next inhale, we're going to take a halfway lift. Think of that long spine and neck here. And then exhale as you release and fold. On your next inhale, come up to standing, arms reach up overhead. On an exhale, sink the hips towards the heels as we take a chair pose. You can have the feet hip distance apart or close together. We'll hug the low ribs in, draw the low belly in, shoulders away from the ears. Take an inhale here. On an exhale, as you stand up, we'll cactus the arms. Inhale as you reach. Palms come together overhead, and then as you exhale, bring the hands to the crown chakra. You can even open up the middle three fingers, but keep the pinky and thumb pressed together in a little lotus mudra, almost like you're wearing a crown, receiving from the universe wisdom, intelligence, guidance, whatever you need today. Take one more inhale here. On an exhale, bring those thumbs to the third eye, feeling this connection from the thumbs to that third eye space, our seat of intuition as you take an inhale in. Exhale out. And then those thumbs come down to the heart center, taking a deep inhale in. Exhale out. And then on your next inhale, we'll go ahead and reach and rise overhead. Exhale as you dive down, take that forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. And then we'll walk ourselves out into downward facing dog. And take a moment here to paddle out those feet. From your down dog, go ahead and take that right foot and step it up in between the hands. And then we'll lower that back knee down as you take a low lunge. From here, you want to make sure that that front knee is over that front ankle. And we'll take a deep inhale and reach those arms up overhead. On an exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, hands to crown. Taking an inhale in. Exhale, release the hands. If you want those blocks, if you have your blocks, you can use those to bring the floor closer to you as we send those hips back, taking a half splits. Micro bend in that right knee as we stay here for one cycle of breath. Good, and from here we're going to take, our runner's lunge. Back toes tucked, back knee lifts up. We'll just step that right foot back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet here. Same thing other side. We'll take that left foot, step it up in between the hands. And then back knee lowers as we take that low lunge. Inhale, sending the arms up overhead. Exhale as you cactus the arms. Inhale to reach. Exhale, palms come together, hands to crown as we inhale in. Exhale, release the hands. If you want those blocks, bring them with you. Sending those hips back, taking a half split, and we're here for one cycle of breath. All right, guys, let's go ahead and meet in that runner's lunge. Back toes tucked, back knee lifts up. Step the left foot back to downward facing dog. We'll go ahead and bend the knees. Walk the hands to the feet at the back of our mats, taking that forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. On your next inhale, we'll reach and rise. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and clasp the elbows here. And then on an exhale, stretch over to the right side, and we're gonna take some big circles here. Nice big side body stretches here as we take those big circles around. And we continue around here. Still holding on to the elbows. And let's do one more here. Good, and then let's take it to the other side, stretching over to the left. We take those circles around. Reach over to the left and circle around. And then let's do one more here. Bringing ourselves back to center, we'll inhale, reach and rise overhead. Exhale, diving down for that forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale as you fold, planting those hands. We'll walk out to downward dog. You're welcome to take a vinyasa flow here if you'd like. That's what I'm gonna do here. Coming into a high plank, lowering halfway, scooping to that up dog, and then sending those hips up and back as we meet in that downward facing dog. All right, everybody, we'll inhale, send that right leg up high, three-legged dog. On an exhale, right foot steps in between the hands. We're gonna pivot the back foot to the side edge of your mat. We windmill up to warrior two. Front knee over that front ankle. Heel to arch alignment, weight in the knife edge of that back foot. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the face to face the camera so you guys can see me here. And then on your next inhale, we're gonna come to star pose. Exhale, goddess pose. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, we're gonna open up warrior two. Flipping that front palm up, we'll inhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. On an exhale, cartwheel down to runner's lunge. And we're gonna take our vinyasa flow here, stepping back to that high plank. You can also lower the knees here if you'd like, taking a low plank, scooping to that upward dog or cobra, and then sending those hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, you guys, let's take that second side as we inhale that left leg up high, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps in between the hands as you take that runner's lunge. All right, now pivot that back foot, side edge of your mat, we windmill up to warrior two. I'm gonna flip flop around here. Front knee over that front ankle, heel to arch alignment. Roll those shoulders back, melt them away from the ears, energy shooting through the fingertips. Still think of that golden light from the crown chakra reaching up towards the sky here. On your next inhale, we take that star pose once again. Toes turn to the corners of your mat, and then exhale, goddess pose. Inhale as you reach. Exhale, open up, warrior two. Front palm will flick up, inhale, reach up and back, reverse warrior. Exhale, cartwheel down, runner's lunge. Take your vinyasa flow if you'd like. I'm just gonna step back to downward facing dog. Once you've taken your vinyasa flow, we'll all meet in that downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale in. And a deep exhale out. And we'll inhale, slide that right leg up high, three-legged dog. Exhale, right foot step in between the hands for that runner's lunge. Good. From here, we're gonna go ahead and pivot that back foot 45 degrees. Inhale, send the arms up overhead, warrior one. Exhale as you stay. Both hip points facing the front of your space as we inhale, stretch the front leg. On an exhale, hinge forward at the hips as we take a pyramid pose. Bringing those blocks in if you need them. Or maybe the fingertips come to the mat. And we're gonna take a couple halfway lifts here, feeling that right hip start to pull back as we inhale, take a halfway lift. Exhale as you release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then last one here, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. From here, we're going to shift forward into that right foot, starting to lift that left leg up. We're going to take a standing split. That left toe, the left toes are pointed downward here. Really feeling a little bit of an internal rotation into that left hip. All right, then inner thigh engaged to keep it lifted here. You take one more inhale here. Exhale, lower down to forward fold. Nice, everybody. We'll halfway lift, inhale. Exhale as you fold. Inhale to reach and rise overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart. All right, well, inhale, reach and rise. Exhale, dive down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, hands plant. It's your journey to downward facing dog. You can take a vinyasa flow or just send those feet back to downward facing dog. In down dog, you take a deep inhale in. And exhale out. We'll inhale that left leg up high, three-legged dog. Exhale, left foot steps in between the hands to take that runner's lunge. Pivot the back foot 45 degrees as we inhale, warrior one. Exhale to stay. Good, we inhale, stretch that front leg. Exhale, hinging forward. We take that pyramid pose, using blocks if you need them here. Feel the left hip pull back, right hip is slightly forward. Feet are on two separate lines here as we take our half lifts. We'll inhale, halfway lift here. Feel that long line from the tail to crown. Exhale to release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Imagine that golden light from the crown chakra shooting forward here. And then exhale as you release and fold. One more here. Inhale, lead from the crown chakra, halfway lift. Exhale as you release and fold. Good. Taking that half splits, we'll shift forward into that left foot as you lift the right leg up, standing splits. Right toes pointed downward, hip points almost facing your mat here. Feel that right hamstring, that whole right leg, nice and engaged here. We take one more breath here. Exhale, lower down to forward fold. Nice, everybody. We'll halfway lift, inhale. Exhale as you fold. Inhale to reach and rise overhead. Exhale as you take those hands to heart center. All right, we're just going to take a pause here to notice how we're feeling. I'm just taking a couple breaths here. Coming back to your awareness of the crown chakra. Golden light shines from the top of the head, receiving whatever you need from the universe. Standing firm in the face of whatever happens. Standing firm in the face of change. Standing firm in whatever the universe has in store for you. Fluttering the eyes open if they're closed. And let's take one balancing pose today, and we're just going to take a tree pose today. So root all four corners of the left foot down into the mat. And you have a couple options for tree pose here. You can kickstand the right toes, rotating that right hip outward here, standing nice and tall through that standing leg.
All right, option 2, you can place that right foot to calf, or you can grab that right ankle and place the right sole of the foot into that left inner thigh, avoiding that left knee. Now, if you need to hold on to a chair or something sturdy or like a wall, you're welcome to do so here. And whatever you'd like to do for the arms, you can do whatever you'd like here. Maybe you want to grow your branches. If you want more awareness to the crown chakra, bring the palms together overhead. And then rest the wrists at the crown chakra. If you want that lotus mudra, you can take that here. Again, we are receiving, we are listening to what the universe has in store. Guidance, wisdom, advice. Taking a deep inhale in. On an exhale, just go ahead and release down. Good, shake out that left leg and let's go to that other side. Root into all 4 corners of that right foot. And then taking your tree pose on the other side. So rotate that left hip out. You have option 1 to kickstand, option 2 for foot to calf, or option 3, we have foot to right inner thigh. Good. Whichever option you choose, we stand firmly here. Maybe you want to bring awareness to that crown chakra, reaching the arms overhead, bringing the palms together, wrist to the crown, and then maybe you want that lotus mudra here. Taking a deep inhale in. On an exhale, we'll go ahead and release. Good, shaking it out here. We'll go ahead and meet in mountain pose, bringing the hands at heart center. We'll inhale, reach and rise overhead. Exhale, diving down, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale as you fold, hands plant down. We're gonna take one last flow here together. And we'll meet back in that downward facing dog. From here, we'll go ahead and lower the knees down. Bring the knees as wide as the yoga mat, big toes touching, send the hips back towards the heels. Take a rest here in extended child's pose. Take this opportunity to be present with the breath, stay connected to your breath. You can also connect to your seat of intuition, that third eye chakra, as you feel this soft pressure right at the center of your forehead, melting the hips even more towards the heels as you inhale in. And exhale out. Take one more inhale here. And exhale out. From here, we're going to take a little rabbit pose. So if you want to take rabbit pose, we're going to go ahead and bring the knees in slightly. You're going to grab onto the heels with the hands. Now from here, we're going to lift the hips and then roll the head so that the crown of the head is on the mat. We're not putting pressure on the neck or the top of the head. I am pulling my heels, all right, with my hands, and you're getting a nice stretch into the upper back. So there's little to no pressure on the top of the head or the neck. Staying here for one more cycle of breath. And then to come out of this, we'll go ahead and release. And then come into a hero's pose, seated on the knees here. We'll inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On an exhale, go ahead and bring the left hand to the outside of the right knee as you take a seated twist. Inhale brings you back through center. On an exhale, we twist to the other side, right hand to the outside of that left knee. Good. Inhale brings you back through center, arms reach up overhead. On an exhale, bring those hands down. We'll go ahead and have a seat here and lie down on our back. We'll hug the right knee in towards the chest, taking a deep inhale in to squeeze. And then on an exhale, cross that right leg all the way over to the left side as you extend that right arm out long as you take a twist here. Feeling that nice spiraling sensation in the spine here. Good, and then maybe you take your gaze over the right hand if you want to go deeper into your twist. One more inhale here. Exhale brings you back through center. And then we'll go ahead and switch legs here, hugging that left knee in towards the chest. Taking a deep inhale here. And then on an exhale, we'll cross over to the right side. Moving into your twist when you're ready, extending that left arm out long. And then maybe you turn that gaze towards that left hand if you want a deeper twist. And taking one more inhale here. Exhale brings you back through center. And then we're ready for our Shavasana. And extending those legs out long, arms come down by your sides. Sorry, I'm still a little congested here. But settling in. Allow the back body to fully release and rest into the mat as we take another inhale in. And deep exhale out. And just taking a moment to notice how you are feeling right now. Soaking in whatever the universe is guiding you at this moment. And whatever wisdom, advice, or guidance that you receive from the universe today, let that be your truth. Let it flow throughout your body like water. And feel free to stay here for as long as you need. Feel free to pause the video and meditate here. But if you are ready to end your practice, we'll take a deep inhale in. Deep exhale out as you bring some flickers of movement into the fingers and toes. Bring some wrist circles, ankle circles. And then reach that right arm overhead. We'll go ahead and roll over to one side. And then we'll go ahead and move into a seated position here. The eyes remaining closed here. Just taking this last moment here for an inhale in. Exhale out. And then one more inhale in to reach those arms up overhead. Palms come together as you exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Good, taking a gentle reverent bow. Bowing to the universe, mind intelligence to the body intelligence. And taking one more deep inhale in. Exhale to bow. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me for our final chakra practice. I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I hope you learned a lot from this practice, and hopefully your chakras are all aligned and balanced so that you are ready to take on the world with grace and tuning into your inner strength and power. If you enjoyed this series, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below letting me know how you've enjoyed this series and if it helped. I've also created a Chakra Yoga Series playlist. If you want to do a round 2, check out my playlist on my Mindful Dancers YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and TikTok for more content. I will be taking a short break for the week, and then I will be back with more videos. I've got awesome ideas coming your way. So be sure to subscribe to the Mindful Dancers channel if you want to see more from me. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you so much for joining me. Bye, everybody.